What is one thing that instantly makes you think this person has no manners? Littering. Littering is on a whole different level. It's not just being rude like most things in this thread, it's choosing to actively damage your local area and wildlife. It makes me so angry. When I see someone throw shit out of their car, it makes me wish I had twisted metal style missiles I could shoot at them. Think of the litter that would create. Once a well-dressed young woman threw 2 full bottles of soda out her window while driving on a beautiful stretch of side road. I was livid and pulled over to pick up one of bottle, caught up with her at a red light, shoved it back through her slightly opened window, and told her she dropped something, and took off. It felt great. Another time this piece of trash in a beater car threw a bottle of water out at a red light in front of a golf course. I picked it up and threw it back at him and told him he dropped it. He was shocked and pissed. He threw it back out at the last second as the light turned green and sped off. I'm still pissed off to this day. I wish I could have brought misery and physical harm to this man. When I was a kid in the 80s, I was driving with a neighbor and I chucked a piece of trash out the window. She immediately pulled over and made me get out and pick it up. Lesson learned. Hung out with a coworker once and he threw all his garbage out the window of his car onto the street. Never hung out with him again. I saw someone throwing trash out the car in front of me. Who does this? Why would anyone think that's okay? I honked and flipped off the driver in front of me. After he threw trash out his window, then he threw a McDonald's Coke at my car. If someone's trashy enough to litter out their window, he definitely is the type of person to throw stuff at your car. I accidentally cut someone off while driving, and I had my windows down. They pulled up beside me and spit in my car, then threw a Coke can. I couldn't believe it. Was it the driver? Because as bad as it is, it's pretty impressive. If it's a passenger, then I'm surprised at the odds of those people being in the same car. When grocery shoppers leave their carts in the middle of the aisle instead of pulling over. The grocery store is a cesspool for inconsiderate people. IDK, why this brings out the worst in humans. People who leave their cart in the middle of the parking lot. People who dead stop to turn around without looking and crash into someone else's cart. People who exit an aisle into the main aisle without stopping and crash into someone else's cart. People who spend an absurd amount of time looking at a particular meat section so everyone else has to wait. People who bring an entire cart full of food to the express lane. People who park in the middle of the driving lane and block traffic because the close spots are taken up. I could go on all day about how much I hate grocery shopping, lol. I used to work retail. Couple came in with 5 fucking kids under age 8. The kids went absolutely nuts and destroyed the store, knocking stuff over, kicking stuff around, and running up and down aisles. Parents glowed at me. They're so high-spirited. We love having such high-spirited kids. Aren't our high-spirited kids absolutely adorable? Fuck you people. It took me an hour and a half to clean up after you're adorably high-spirited. Spawn. Go fucking sterilize yourselves. I work at a grocery store, and because of COVID we have arrows to point the direction you're supposed to go with your cart. Today an old couple crashed into someone else because they were going the wrong way. Today, my U-boat, a large cart for stocking shelves, was in the middle of the aisle, but parallel so people could easily go by, about 1-1.5 meter each side of my cart. The man in the couple started cussing at me after I politely asked them to follow the arrows once they leave the aisle. He went to grab something from the shelf that was not even close to my U-boat. The man angrily said, "Your cart's in the effing way. Effing stupid idiot." I said, "Please, don't speak that way to me, sir," and he walked away mumbling stuff under his breath. Called my manager and had him stand up for me. The man talked with my manager and walked away seconds after because he was obviously in the wrong. Like I'm just doing my frickin' job. No need to be so vile and rude. When they walk into an elevator before you have a chance to get off. Same W buses and subways. Some girl did this in a building I was in once, and I said, "You know it's polite to wait for people to get off before you barge on," and she just screams, "I know." Ha. I was at work and getting off the elevator. This woman tried to walk through me. She said, "Oh, I'm sorry." Tehi, but continued to try and push through. I said, "If you're sorry, then why are you still trying to push through me?" Her expression sunk like this was the first time anyone had ever called her on her bullshit. The guy with her laughed and said, "Maybe you should let him out first." and guided her out of the way. Blasting music on the bus. Absolute twats. Yeah, absolutely. I hate those kind of people. No one wants to listen to your shitty music, especially on a bus on the way to work or something. There was a kid named Dustin on my bus who would play music out loud, and since I got on the bus at 6:30, I would try to sleep until we got to the school, and about halfway through the ride he would get on. It was so annoying. It didn't help that after his stop our bus driver would keep the bus lights on, which made it harder to sleep. People who leave their litter and uneaten food all over fast food restaurant tables and the floor area. Edit. Having read every response to my post, I now clearly understand that social norms differ greatly. Thank you for the insight. And at the movies and sporting events, why do otherwise polite people think they can just leave their trash behind them at those three places? Being an asshole to the waiter or waitress. My stepmom is the worst at this, and usually tips like $2 regardless of cost, even with 4 people at a nice restaurant. I try to throw a 5 or 10 on the table after she leaves. It's so embarrassing in all aspects. Tipping sucks. I hate it. I tip, and I tip well, but I don't like it. Same. I think it's stupid to tip someone for doing their job. I feel that waiters and waitresses at that too, because they have to rely on the goodwill of others to make money. People that don't put their weights away at the gym. God, this pisses me off so much. Not everyone has the same lifting routine as you, Chad. I threw my back out pretty badly, and the free weight machines were the only ones that didn't hurt me for some reason. Trying to lift a 20kg weight from heights above your waist with cooked spaghetti for a back is painful. I had to ask someone to help me move weights so I could use the machine once. So embarrassing, right? I don't go to the gym because I'm already strong. There are plates that I can't move. I go to the gym because I'm weak. I'm a middle-aged lady with cancer. I can't lift the 45-pound plates. Not right now. Anyway. Edit. Clarity and confirmation that I'm a potato with spaghetti arms. Parents who let their children run rampant anywhere. I've seen parents watch as their kid pops their fingers through every package of meat at the grocery store and do nothing. Parents who let their kids kick a stranger's shoe or other belongings. Letting the kids spit on windows and rub it with their hands. Letting them run around the store, playing with anything and everything, and leaving a mess for others to clean. And the parents literally just ignore it. I never understood that. They really are your obligation, not the store associate who's unlucky enough to be working the shift you happen to stroll in during. Be a parent. Bad kids can turn into shitty people. I used to teach kids martial arts, and we'd do talk of the week. And stuff like this was part of my discipline talk. Discipline is when your parents and other grown-ups make sure you know and follow the rules. Let's pretend point at random kiddo is 4 and is at the park. Kiddo has never been told about sharing, hitting, and pushing are wrong, or screaming is not appropriate. Kiddo sees another kid with a cool toy. Kiddo tries to take it. Other kid stops them. Kiddo screams. Other doesn't give up their toy. Kiddo hits them, pushes them, snatches the toy and plays with it. Would kiddo get in trouble? Yeah. He's bad/mean. But, is that fair? Did kiddo know these things were wrong? No, because no one loved kiddo enough to teach them the rules. So when your parents and teachers are saying don't do this and don't touch, that we aren't saying I'm big and mean and hate fun. We are saying I love you and want to keep you safe and happy. Edit. I'm a she. But thanks for the compliments and award. People who click their fingers at waiting or bar staff. I have been working in bars/restaurants for most of my adult life now, and I'm loving every second of it. But when this happens, I honestly have to contain myself to not burn their house down. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Period. Every time someone snaps at me, I bump them to the end of the line and they wait longer. When they turn everything into a one-up contest. You think you have it bad? I know a guy who's way worse. Can't be anywhere as bad as this guy I know. Reminds me of these twins that both had it just as bad. Yelling at retail workers. Most recently about wearing masks or putting hand sanitizer on. It takes little to no effort and people lose their minds over it. Some people just hate being told what to do or doing the same thing as everyone else. There's people who refuse to drink water because too many health nuts and doctors told them it's good for you. I had a middle manager type once who would order you to do something at the exact moment he noticed you starting it on your own. It was like he was trying to rob you of your initiative and pass it off as his leadership, and it was one of the most infuriating things ever. I would probably still drink water, though. People who act mean towards others for apparently no reason. I got this friend who always talks down to younger people, and I'm like, you need to gain people's respect. Don't take it for granted. That just makes me think they are a bad person, not one without manners. I know people who are well mannered and sociable who say or do incredibly mean-natured things. I really despise passive aggressive cruelty. I believe it's something people get away with far too easily. Talking over people. If someone is talking stfu and listen, when they're finished you can tell your shitty story, not halfway through someone else's. Edit. While my inbox is being destroyed from orbit, I've learned that people with ADHD can't help it, and we should be a little more understanding when they butt into conversations. I've also learned some people are cock'n'balls and never shut up. Interrupting these people is okay. Unless they also have ADHD, in which case refer to the previous point. I'm staying with my mom right now, and she's always doing this to her husband. I feel so bad for him.